Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost. Step into the box. Tell Jimmy and Lee your sins.
Ready to rock and roll.
So before we start on the confessionals, Jimmy,
Yeah.
how was your week? How was your week, Jimmy?
Fucking hell, man. I had a week from hell. And last night, I don't know what happened. I worked a lot of hours, and I think when I was back in the trailer and I turned to the right because I had to jackknife the trailer to the passenger side, and I tweaked something in my lower back because I'm very tight. I'm like a piece of plywood. I have no flexibility. So later that night, I lay down, and all of a sudden my left leg was killing me, and my back. I got the heating pad out. I put the leg up on a pillow. I went sideways. I put the pillow between the legs. I was getting up, I was doing sit-ups. I was walking around the house, walking outside. No matter what I did, I took Advils. I was going to take muscle relaxers on top of that. I was like, what am I going to do? I got to get up at 1. It was going on 11 o'clock. I'm like, I got to do something here, you know? I said, I got an idea. I opened up the porn site on my phone, and I'm watching the porn, right? And I'm getting all excited, and I'm getting into the porn, you know? And like, all of a sudden, my back pain started going away. And I was like, wow, this is great. So I watched like another 20 minutes of it, you know. I shut it off, and I just fell asleep. And I got up at 1 o'clock. My back was like 100%. I don't know what. So I called my brother the next day. I said, Anthony, I can't believe what happened. I told him the story. He's like, well, he goes, that's what happens when you watch porn. You know, certain chemicals get released in the brain, natural painkillers. I said, really? He says, yeah. He goes, you ever notice when you make a love, you forget about all your pain? I said, you're right. He said, he goes, that's what I said, I got to do that a lot more.
Till you come, and then it comes rushing back.
Yeah, exactly. Right. Yeah. So I don't know. I think that's my new remedy now. I think for that one, when I'm in pain, I'm just going to watch porno. That's my confession for tonight.
What I did, that's similar to what I did once. I had like a bad leg, and I started watching porno, and to take the pain away, what I did, I shoved a cucumber up my ass, because the cucumber up my ass was greater pain than the nerve pain. So you just had to divert it.
It makes a lot of sense.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Transferring.
I don't know if I'm going to do that, but I understand that. Yeah,
you always slice it first. That way you can have it on your salad later.
Oh yeah, yeah. And
that's probably where the term "toss your salad" comes from, Jimmy.
I never thought of that, Lee.
Yeah.
You're a smart man.
I tell you, it's the donuts kicking in. I did. Even though we got the email, if you can flash the email on the screen under my finger, that's where you send your confessions to, this email address. Beep 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 beep.
I will. I'm gonna put that in post. Note.
Yeah, I had a guy. Go away, cat. Cat wants to get in. I had a person write to me on Instagram. I said, send it into email. He's a bodybuilder. He's been dating a transsexual bodybuilder who's now in jail, and they can't make love because the trans bodybuilder's in jail. So this bodybuilder guy can't wait till she gets out, he gets out, so they can have their crazy sex again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, that's an interesting story.
Hope it's sooner than later.
Yeah.
Yeah. Otherwise, the poor guy's probably gonna hang himself.
I hope he or she's not cheating on him while she's in jail.
Oh no.
Well, yeah, there's plenty of stock in there, so who knows?
A fly just landed in my wine. So that probably means it's time to get to these confessions soon.
Oh,
actual
a fly. Is that like in the?
Wait a minute, a fly landed in your
the
wine?
Omen and the Exodus. There's always.
What do you say? Still gonna drink it?
It is. Oh, that's spooky because it is confessional themed Catholic exorcist stuff. Yeah. There's like 2 fruit flies. Just the wine, Jimmy.
Amityville and all those Omen shows all had flies in the room. Remember?
You ever when the priest went to the bathroom and it was like 70 million on his face and he was just trying to like take a shit?
One of my favorite movies, Lee, you probably know it, is Drag Me to Hell. You ever see that movie?
Oh yeah,
it's a great movie.
I just didn't like the end of it when she got dragged down in the train.
Hell?
Yeah, on the railroad. Yeah, but the whole what I'm trying to say was, she had a fly too in the house when she was laying down with her boyfriend.
Yeah.
The fly went up her nose, right? And it was going, and she got up, she coughed it out. There's always a fly, even in The Exorcist. There was always a fly in the movie.
Have you seen the preview? There's actually a new Exorcist coming out. It looks pretty good. I
think they associate flies with dead things, right? Because when something like a deer dies on the side of the road or something, there's always flies on it. So I guess they relate flies to dead meat. You know,
It's
so,
like a nano vulture.
yeah.
Mm.
So
the way to put it.
I got to tell you, my favorite
flying
part
maggot.
in that movie, that movie dragged me to hell. My favorite part was when she was she dug the hole out. She was going after the lady.
Spoiler alert.
And she went down in the hole, and she was digging. It was raining out and shit like that. And then she stood up. You know, she was going to shove the note in the woman's mouth. And, she had the T-shirt on with nothing under it, and a little breast was showing. And I was like, wow,
Jimmy.
that's a sexy scene there.
Remember that
yeah.
show, Finner? Remember that show, Finner, where the gypsy woman or whatever got run over, or the person kept getting thinner and thinner? Remember that one?
Yeah, I do. Yes.
I think it was a Stephen King one, wasn't it?
It was Stephen King, I believe. Yes. I love Stephen King's movies, man. So
yeah, they're pretty good, aren't they?
I was laughing so hard before my eyes are still tearing.
All right. Well, speaking of that, you guys want to get into these confessions, fathers?
Yes.
All right.
Definitely.
Well,
That's what we're here for. We're here
these
to help.
are 100%.
Can I just show you my candle?
Of course.
We
forgot about the important stuff.
Read what it says.
My love is like a candle. If you forget me, I will burn your effing house down. Wow. That's strong. That's bonding.
Only you would have a candle like that, Lee.
I got this one. I got the snake oil candle, where the smell of it coming from venomous snakes is meant to help you and help your body. And then I have this one, like Liberace in the candelabra.
That's just
I
fantastic.
have that too.
Keep that in the frame. There you go. Oh, man, the confessional booth is on. All right. These are from our new fangled, completely anonymous Gmail hotline. You can send in your confessionals to RXMUSCLECONFESSIONS@gmail.com. I'm going to make a little... We'll have that in the bottom. You guys ready? Surprisingly,
this donut is perfect for the show, because you know why? These are holy donuts.
I couldn't tell until you gyrated it back inward and outward. Oh, Jimmy's gone full dark. I don't know what's going on.
I'll tell you what happened. I just knocked my candle over with my glass of wine.
Oh my God!
Yeah.
Jesus.
You get wax everywhere?
I got it all off my desk.
Oh, Jesus.
The buzz on too. That's all right. No
He's
problem.
going 50 shades of grey.
Yeah, what's going on in the dark?
No problem, man.
Hey, wow, that's flaring up. All right.
Yeah.
Cool.
Where did I get the?
Be careful over there.
Jimmy's pouring.
I mean, you have a lot of ammunition over there. You got to be careful with the fire.
I do. Thank God I put it in the other room, because I thought
that is
something
good.
like this would happen. So
that's smart.
I had to clear the room.
I think Jimmy should bring the grenade out.
Yeah.
I don't.
What's the worst that could happen?
It's not really good to mix alcohol and grenades. You know what I mean?
No. But, put that on a
you
t-shirt.
saw that firsthand, Lee. You saw that firsthand that night.
Yes.
You know?
Oh, gee. I saw. Yeah. That was rough. Okay. Here we go. So these are from the RX Muscle Confessions Gmail. We've got a good amount and some all kinds. So in no particular order, I'm going to go in. I think this was the very first one we got. So you went ahead and we're going to give you the first confession. You got to sit in the booth first. Forgive me, fathers, for I have sinned. When I was a young boy, I would be out. We're going back. When I was a young boy, I would be out all day riding my bike, and I didn't have money. So what I would do, I would go to a park that had a wishing well. I rigged up a magnet on a string, and I would run it through the water and pick up all the coins, leaving the pennies behind. Then I would go to 7-Eleven, grab a couple hot dogs. Jimmy, you can understand. I haven't really thought about it till now, and I feel like I stole people's wishes. Wow. That's the first confession.
That's heavy.
Wow.
That is heavy.
Well,
even
even
think of something like that is.
Yeah. Well, it's very ingenuitive. He has a very good mind to think of how to get the money out. So he's very creative. But I can see how that could get you, because you might think, by me taking this money, has that person now not got their wish? But those people could have been wishing for stop hunger in the world peace. I wish that everyone has food. So technically, by you taking that money, you're fulfilling their wish, because desperate times call for desperate measures. You were probably hungry. you weren't getting fed at home. This person has made their wish. Their wish has gone out to the universe. You have come along and taken the money and brought some food and fed yourself. So you have survived from these other people's wishes. There is nothing to feel guilty about, my son. You are absolved from that.
Yeah, that's nice, Lee. I have to elaborate on that. I have to agree on
Yes.
that. So, yeah, if but I'm sure there was other wishes in there too. I wish I became rich. I wish I
Mm-hmm.
met a beautiful woman. So maybe him taking all those coins. It depends on how long ago it was. They will unfold eventually for him. He'll meet the woman. He'll start making money because he stole these people's wishes. So I have to agree in a sense that
Well, I don't think he
that is a
stole
good
their wishes.
analogy.
Even though he stole their wishes, they made a wish, and their wish is for, like you said, maybe to come into money, get a job. So, but
Yeah.
whatever their wish is, the wish thing's very open. So
Yeah.
when you wish for something, it's just a wish. So still, even though they might have wished for a job and threw their money in the well, by their money helping this person get food and feed his hunger, doing good,
Right.
their
Right.
wishes will still come true because they actually also helped somebody who was in need. So there was like a double wish. They helped him and they still get their wish.
Yeah, I like that, Lee. I like that. That's very good.
I've got
Yeah.
2 cents, or should I say a quarter or a nickel to weigh in on this.
Yes.
I've got a magnet here, and
It doesn't pick it up, does it?
I'm gonna try. Yeah, because I heard that. I'm like, magnets, and like they're not metal, are they? They're like nickel, and like what's a quarter made out of?
The reason is because
silver.
I've tried that before myself. It didn't work.
So here we go. This is like we're gonna bust it on air. Yeah.
Mythbusters.
So I think that story was BS. I think your confession was BS. I challenge your confession. Feel free to justify it or what's the word?
Maybe he
Defend
put his
it?
hand in, but that didn't sound good. He wanted to sound more technical with the magnet.
That's what I figure. It's like if you could just reach into a small well. But yeah, there's some holes in that confession. But don't worry, there's plenty more.
That's bullshit, Lee? Tyler?
Well, I knew-
Check it out. I got the. I don't know.
Yeah,
I got
Tyler
multiple
said it-
coins. I
When
got a
Tyler
magnet.
said it, I knew magnets didn't pick up money because when I was younger, I dropped money down drains and I tried to get it out. It wouldn't pick it up.
Oh no, you tried. You'd have better luck.
Yeah.
Like, did you try the wad of gum you dropped down?
Oh yeah, I did actually. I did that. I got a stick. Put the gum on the end of the stick and pushed it on it and pulled it that way.
Hey, that's
That
actually see the
works.
stick. Now you got some torque, or I don't know
It's like when I
something.
locked myself out of the house once. I watched this old prisoner movie. I shut the door when I was leaving, right? And it was the old keys you put in the key lock, and the key was still in the door on the other side. So I went into the laundry room that was outside, and I had some boxes there. I still remember. I got my Big Dog poster out. That was the guy that dressed in a dog suit. He's called Big Dog. I got my Big Dog poster out. I pushed under the door, pushed the key out. The key fell on the poster, and I pulled the poster out and got the key to
Damn.
get inside.
That's
you're
pretty
lucky
cool.
you're lucky you had enough space under the door to do that. Some doors
Exactly,
are
yes.
tighter.
It's one of those doors that in wintertime you get the big breeze under it, so I was lucky.
Yeah, you lucked out. But I got to agree with Tyler. That story's got a couple of loopholes in it. I never thought about that. The magnet with the change.
Didn't work.
Yeah.
Didn't work.
Yeah.
I didn't think it would.
He thinks we're just dumb bodybuilders, but we're onto him. We're onto him.
Man, that's why I'm here to mediate and just have a
But
good
now
time
we're
and
going
challenge
to have
things.
to forgive him again. We're going to have to forgive him again for lying to us now.
Yeah, that's the real confession. You're a liar.
Yeah.
Liar, liar, pants on fire.
Oh
this.
man,
We forgive him, Lee. We forgive him.
do we forgive him?
Look at
Whoa.
that.
Yeah, we forgive him.
Whoa.
Everybody
even-
lies.
Does
So
even-
we'll
oh.
forgive him.
Shit.
There's been a time where everybody lies. So we'll forgive him.
They thought it did make for good air, so give them that. All right, we're gonna move on. They had another one. Should we trust their confession, or should we like analyze it and rip holes in it? They got one more.
We'll be able to tell if it's true or not by listening to it.
All right. When I was a child, I hung out at the park down the street every day. Well, one day I was in the park. For some reason, there was a giant piece of cardboard on the ground. Well, I happened to have a magnifying glass on me. It was sunny, so I started to burn a cardboard. It would start to smoke, and then I stopped. I did that a few times, and then I did it a little longer, and flames started, so I hopped on my bike and bailed. A few minutes later, he heard sirens, allegedly, And when he walked back to see what was happening, the carburetor was an inferno, and the fire department was putting it out. No major damage done. So am I good? I don't even know if this is like, it's like lame, and I question if it's
this
real.
This almost sounds like my story when I set the bus on fire and went back, remember?
As a matter of fact, now that you mention it, I do. And that was like, oh shit.
So whether he's just going off my story, but this one is very believable because that can happen from someone that set a whole government bus on fire by putting a match in and it got out of control. This one I do believe. So you know what? That's okay. You didn't, no harm done. No one got murdered, burnt, or anything like that. So maybe they needed some ground clearing in the area. So you've done the council a favor by doing some back burning for them.
Great work.
I believe that story. That's believable.
Yeah.
I could see that happen. I've done stupid shit like that, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, I've done
Mild
worse shit
arsony.
like that. I don't even want to really. I'm not
Exactly.
going to confess those stories.
We don't need to talk about arson on YouTube. But anyway,
they might be still looking for me, so I don't even want to
Oh my
mention
God.
that shit. But yeah, I believe that story. Yeah,
Jimmy,
that's an easy forgive.
What Jimmy's trying to say is he just came back from Maui. Okay.
Yeah.
these Maui jokes.
Yeah, let's not go there. Let's not go to Maui, man. That's another whole. That's another whole
It's
bag.
rough.
Of,
A lot of conspiracy theories about that happening right now, isn't there? Right? Huh?
I have my own opinion.
Well, they're suing the
about
power
that.
company, but that's a different. Listen, this is the confessional. This isn't the conspiracy, politics, sad stuff on Earth show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll just
All
sit
right.
here and eat my donuts.
Eat your donuts. Have your coffee. It's fine. You gotta,
Eventually,
you gotta
down
carb
the
up for the
road,
gym.
You know, eventually down the road we could cover some of that stuff. But right now we're doing.
We're having a good time.
We're doing their confessions, and we want to help them out.
Yeah, this is about the people, not about the
know,
shit that's going wrong in the world.
The guy setting
But
a
if you
little fire
did,
there
but if
is
you
no
did
big
start,
deal.
if you did start that fire in Maui, write to us.
Yeah, I hope you didn't do that, dude. Is that like, is this your mild like confession for
Nah,
what was
I
a much
think
bigger
that
confession?
I think that was above his pay grade, the Maui fire.
No, I wasn't talking to Jimmy. I was talking to the actual person that did it, the real person who did it. Right to us.
I don't think he did that. No, I would say no.
Anyways, we're gonna move on to the next confession. This one actually
let's do
seems
that.
real. This one seems real and actually needs. Like, it's more of like I think they need advice. All right, and Jimmy, it's kind of like on point with what you were saying in the beginning of the episode. So it's kind of countering that. Here we go. I'm addicted to porn. My wife is missing out. Used to F like a rabbit. Is it normal after years of marriage and sex to actually get sick of your partner and not be aroused by her, but still love her? Yes. P.S. She thinks I have ED and can't get hard. LOL. I added the LOL, but I think they would have put that.
Wow.
Yeah,
Jimmy,
that one's.
Jimmy, you can go. Jimmy can go first and answer this one.
Yeah. So what's the problem? So in that confession, he's not turned on by his wife anymore, or she's
He's
not
lost.
turned
He's
on.
lost the spark. I think he's lost the spark, and there's no.
Yeah,
sexual-
classic.
So he's watching porn to try and get that because his wife's not doing it for him anymore.
It's easier.
Well, I think he should have a talk with her.
Mhm.
I think he should go to the toy store and come home with a nice, cute little outfit.
Mhm.
And
Hey.
some nice large gagnolas, with
Yeah.
horns. And maybe the nipple squeezes, and
Oh, absolutely.
and maybe a mask, and do it up, and tell his wife, say, listen, I
Yeah.
want you to go inside, give her some kisses and kiss her neck, get her a little roused, and say, honey, I got a surprise. And you break the box out. And you say, go inside and change and put this outfit on and put the nipples on, You know what I mean? And let's have some fun. Let's do it. You know what I mean? Like, you gotta talk to your spouse. You can't just shy away and melt away and go start watching porno in the corner. You can't do that. Matter of fact, I take you should, after you put the outfit on and all the gadgets and all that, you put the porno on with her and say, babe, let's watch this together.
Yes.
And then you're both watching the porn, and now you're both getting aroused, and now maybe you'll see something that you like and you'll try it.
It's fun.
Yeah.
You can find you can discover something together, unless she's it depends on the wife though, right? Because there some might be more prudish towards
I'm going to come at
porn.
it from another angle because I'm on my 5th marriage. I can come at this from another angle because even with Rachel now, we do some of the craziest stuff. You've heard stories, but there's sometimes I figure maybe she doesn't find me attractive anymore. But sometimes we put a lot of pressure on ourselves. But then I talk to her, and this is what you should do: talk to her, because sometimes it's not us. Sometimes, look, I think Rachel's beautiful all the time. Makeup on, done up, doesn't matter. She turns on no matter what. But sometimes the women themselves, because she'll tell me, I don't feel pretty, I don't feel sexy. But I'm looking at her thinking, what do you mean? You look great. And because she feels that way, she doesn't feel like getting all sexual. But then she'll spend the day sometimes where she'll take care, like go dye her hair color, she'll do all her nails, she'll shave. Because even when she says sometimes I haven't shaven, I'm like, I can't even see hair on you. But even when women have a little bit of hair, they don't feel sexy. So sometimes...
On their forearms?
Yeah, just on their arms and legs, women all over, they shave all over. But, just like stuff like that. So I'll be like, what do you mean you got no... I can't see it. But yeah, but when she does all her body stuff and she's feeling good within herself, then all the sexuality comes out of them. So sometimes you maybe just got to pay your wife a little bit more attention, tell her you love her. But then sometimes, like I said, it might not be you, it's her and how she feels about her. So, your men are the same. If you're feeling down or you're feeling off and that, the last thing you think about is sex. But when you're feeling good and you're training and you think, gee, I'm looking good, I feel good, had a good workout, you're ready to go. So sometimes, men are more visual, women are more talking and feeling and stuff like that. Sometimes you need a bit more foreplay, but generally sometimes just talk to your wife, because it's probably not you. She probably wants to have sex, but if they're not feeling like good about themselves, it's hard for them to feel sexy because they think they look horrible and they don't look sexy themselves. And if they're thinking that, it's hard for them to get into the mood.
Yeah,
I agree.
Fair.
I agree. I think, like you said, talking about it,
Yes.
is definitely key.
It's communication.
So, yeah, communication, man. You can't just, all of a sudden one day you're just not turned on by your wife anymore, and you crawl into the corner and start watching porn by yourself. That's
and
not
sometimes it could be, routine too, because you could.
Yeah, it's just because you're doing the same thing.
Go to work. You could have kids. So sometimes if you've got kids, maybe get a babysitter or go somewhere where they've got a childcare, they can watch it. But maybe you don't have to go away for the whole weekend. Maybe just go if you live in a nice little town, I'm sure there's a motel in that town or a hotel.
Hey, that'll switch it up.
Go and you just go to a hotel for a night where you can get room service, have a nice meal, and then just, like I said, have a nice night away from the house, somewhere different where it's nice and a different atmosphere. Because sometimes when you're in your own home, it's just like, oh, I got to do that. I got to do that tomorrow. You're always thinking about shit you got to do. So get away from it, have a nice night away and have a nice dinner, make love, and then come home.
Or you could do like I used to do. I was going out with this girl for a few years in the past. And, like you said, the sex maybe slows down. So then we started to play games. We would go out together. We have drinks at a restaurant. We get a little banged up. And then I would go down the road and I would drop her off. Right?
Whoa. Whoa.
Wait a minute. Hold on. I'm not finished. I drop her off and I go down the road, maybe about a half a mile, make a U-turn, I come back, and she's hitchhiking, right? And I'm like, wow, this girl's hitchhiking.
And she gets into another car, and Jimmy's like, what the fuck?
So, as I was approaching her, she would flash her breasts and stuff, and
That's
then she
crazy.
would get in the car, and I say, hi, what's your name? She's
my gosh.
I says,
You're
where
role
you going,
playing,
babe? Yeah, role playing, right? Yeah. She goes, I'm just going down to the local bar on the corner. I says, oh, great. I said, can I come with you? I said, I'm not really doing anything. I'm giving you. Yeah, sure. And then we go together and we do this whole role play.
Meanwhile, there's a cop behind them pulls Jimmy over.
Get on the ground!
Oh, it was great, man. Then we went to the bar. We did drinks. Then I was like flirting with her. We making like we didn't know each other. It was a whole play. Like it was weird, but it was kind of sexy at the same time because we were playing that. Like I just picked her up. She was hitchhiking.
When it was over, Jimmy, did she go? Now that's $400.
Nah, she didn't. But she was a little nuts anyway, man. I remember one time we parked on the side of the road. We were about to do the role play, and she was going to the bathroom behind a car. It was like 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock at night. And here comes this car down the road, with a bunch of guys in it. We would get yelled. It was a Saturday night, And she steps out from the side of the car. She lifts her shirt up. She had big breasts, and she's shaking her breasts like that. And I'm watching her in the mirror. She thinks I don't see it. I'm looking at my rearview mirror. I'm going, look at this son of a bitch. She's nuts. She's nuts.
So a little hitchhiking trip turned into a fucking train on the side of the road.
Oh
Yeah,
my
yeah.
gosh.
I tell you, listen, it's that's what we did that for. I did a lot of stuff with her. I tied her up. I did all kinds. Put a sock in her mouth. So she couldn't talk. We did all kinds of crazy stuff. So I tell you a quick story. So one time we went to a wedding, right?
Mm-hmm.
My cousin married one of my best friends, right? So we're at the wedding, and I'm getting banged up, really, So is she.
Banged up.
So we decided to leave, me and her, So we went back to my friend Duke. We went back to his apartment, right? And we were hanging out up there. Of course there was other things involved, but we're hanging out in his apartment, and we were waiting for the wedding party to come back to the house. So we're upstairs in his apartment, just me and her, right? And we're fucking around upstairs, So I opened. I don't know what happened. What compelled me? I opened up his closet, and I found a blow-up doll in his closet. I'm like, this son of a bitch got a blow-up doll in his closet. So what the hell's he doing with a blow-up doll? So anyway, I grabbed the blow-up doll, and me and Kim, I start making love to the blow-up doll.
No way.
And she's like grabbing me from behind, and we're doing all this shit. So now I take the blow-up doll, and I'm hanging the blow-up doll out the window, right? And I'm doing the blow-up doll out the window, right? And all of a sudden, the wedding party pulls up, right? And here I am. I got the blow-up doll out the window, and I'm going like this. And the girl had her hair was flying, right? So my Duke pulls up. It's like, what the hell? So he went upstairs. He goes, what are you guys doing? We were doing it all over his bedroom. I tell you, it was crazy. Crazy.
I hope the blow-up doll wasn't wet inside when you entered her.
What was that?
I hope the blow-up doll was not wet inside when you entered the doll.
Ew.
No, I don't think. Matter of fact, it was a little scratchy. It was probably all dried up in there. You know what I mean?
That's
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
At least it wasn't freshly used.
God.
You know
Damn.
what, Lee? I was so banged up. I didn't care what that thing
didn't
was.
matter.
I was doing it anyway. It didn't really
didn't
matter.
matter.
You know what I mean? Yeah,
How was it? How did it feel for a blow-up doll? It's come a long way now in blow-up dolls.
Confess.
No, this was like a regular blow-up doll. like a beach
With
ball.
a
You
mouth
blow it up. You know what I mean?
Rudimentary.
Yeah, right, exactly. He had a face like that, and Kim was grabbing it, she was sticking the doll on me like that,
The big red lips on it was.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
It's like Super Troopers. That's exactly what I'm picturing.
And, after we did that whole thing, and Duke came home and he comes upstairs and he's looking at me, he goes, "What the hell are you thinking about?" He goes, "My neighbors." I says, "Oh yeah, I'm sorry, I didn't think of that." I didn't think about the neighbors, man. I had the thing hanging out the window,
You were thinking it
The
all.
bad thing was, though, Jimmy dumped his date and started taking out the blow-up doll.
Yeah, I should have, tell you the truth. But yeah, unbelievable. Yeah, so yeah, I had a little. She had a crazy family, man. A crazy family. I ended up being with her. I ended up being with her sister later on down the road.
One of those. That's never gonna work out often, does it?
No, that wasn't gonna work out. No.
Her mother. You're with a grandmother.
The grandmother was the best of the bunch.
Mother, one time, I don't know what happened. I got very involved with the Bible.
Uncle was the best of the bunch.
But the uncle, yeah. So so one day, I don't know, I was over the house. I don't know, I was really totally into the scriptures and the Bible. I used to carry it around with me. And I was in her house,
yes.
which is probably the wrong place to be. And I got in an argument with her. And she threw the Bible at me,
Oh my God!
And the mother defended me, and she was like, "Stop, leave Jimmy alone. Let him have his God. Leave him alone." I was like, "Where the hell am I? What am I in hell over here? Let me have my God." Anyway, that was pretty much like the end of the relationship. I grabbed the Bible and I kind of got out of it because the family was crazy, man. They were just nuts. Really nuts, but she was a beautiful girl. I gotta tell you, she was pretty, man. That girl was, we used to go to the nightclubs together. Every guy used to try to hit on her. She was just a very good-looking girl, but she was crazy. But
what's that noise I hear? It sounds like rain. Is it raining somewhere?
Is it me? Hang on, I'll mute. Is it me?
Yeah, it's you.
Go on now.
Damn it.
Yeah.
It's going there.
It's very faint. Look, I like it. It sounds like we're at church and it's raining outside. I like the effect.
It's stopped now, though. It's stopped now.
Dang.
No, it's still there.
It's still there, but not as bad. No, it's okay.
Yeah, it's okay.
Sounds like rain.
Well, I'll mute plenty. You know, this
That's okay.
is
That's
all about the fathers. You know, I'm just a little altar boy running around, making sure everything goes off without a hitch.
You know,
presenting myself
admit,
when necessary.
You know, Tyler, every time we do these confession things, I start confessing. I don't know how.
Yeah.
I don't know how
That's
the hell
the
does
point.
that happen?
That's the whole point.
I think I'm drinking, and it starts bringing up the old file cabinet and all
The
these
blood of
stories,
Christ.
like, yeah.
Well, speaking of the blood of Christ, tonight's broadcast. Oh man, there's a fucking fly. I didn't get my AirPods on top of the top in times. Look at this beautiful presentation.
Look at that.
Look at this old school Chianti. Isn't that nice?
That almost looks like the frankincense and myrrh they took to the baby child in the manger.
Yeah. This is what they brought. It was from Greenwise Publix for $12. And they brought that alongside the frankincense.
That's from the wise men.
I like
wise
Green.
men.
Oh, I didn't even think about that tie-in. Look at that.
See?
All right. Anyways, yeah, we have a lot more confessions. I think the tie-in, fellas, fathers, would you agree with the last one? Is the communication is the key. You can find through communication, you can find all kinds of new things that you guys can get into. There's a world of sexy stuff out there. There's communication, Jimmy. This
was
couple,
the guy that said that he was getting bored with his wife. Is that the?
Yeah, just the porn and his and he's like his wife.
I,
he hasn't done it with her in forever. It's like you have an awkward talk or two. Involve whatever vice.
I actually forgot what
applicable.
confession it was because we started talking about our own stuff. Yeah, so I forgot.
And hopefully they'll find a fun new fetish together. There's a whole world out there, you know, and then it's going to reinvigorate the whole thing.
My advice is
final word.
Go to the toy store and surprise her with a bunch of toys and outfits and stuff like that. That's my. Don't forget the KY.
Don't just like throw them on the bed. Don't just like toss them and be like, hey, let's do it.
That's not.
He's going to throw his wife on the bed and pull out Tickle Me Elmo. How's that?
Out of nowhere.
No, you got to do it like in a nice way.
Oh,
Come
well,
home.
you said toys. You said toys, Jim. I thought he went to Toys R Us. And got
No, not toys. All right, let me rephrase it. The adult.
You want to get crazy with this thing?
The adult toy store. You can have a lot of fun. You go there. You know,
I don't know. I was actually getting into the Tickle Me Elmo. Might have been a bit kid.
Yeah. I'm trying to remember what he said, but it's been a minute since I heard a Tickle Me Elmo.
You know, I always notice too, like when I go in these toy stores, you know, with a girlfriend or whatever, and there's always like some weirdo behind the counter.
Not like, always, but most times.
Yeah, he's like Igor, like, like you know, behind the window, and I'm like, you know, I put my stuff up there to buy it. I'm like, yeah, man, just ring me the hell up, you know. I want to get the hell out of here. You know?
Well,
there's some guy like lurking in the back by all the videos, you know. With the
have you ever been in there? Have you ever been into the toy store with your friend John, Jimmy?
Nah, I haven't done that yet, but I will have to do that and see what happens. We'll have some fun in the toy store. I want to see the expression on the guy's face when me and John are in there.
Yeah. And go pick out a big 12-inch dildo.
Yeah, right. Yeah. No, they got this one toy store I went to not too long ago.
They actually had a toy store show.
They actually had like this I don't know, this machine. It looked like something in a gymnasium. Like was there on the ground.
Do that.
Yeah, and the thing was like, you know, like, and I was like, what the hell do you do with that thing?
It's like a dildo cement.
Hop on Chatterbait and find out.
Yeah, I was like, what the freak is that? You know, and the guy said, it. Very popular. That's popular? I said, oh,
fellas, Jimmy, I hate to cut you off, but we're 40 minutes in and we got like 9 more confessions. We got to keep rolling along.
Oh, I'm sorry.
The priest, the booth, people, I can hear them yelling in the line at the booth. They're trying to get in. Just like that. All right.
I apologize.
No, that's good. Communication is the key, I think, is the answer to the last confession. All right, here's the next one. This is another good one. This is another relationship thing. Howdy. I recently found out my then at the time live-in girlfriend was cheating on me while she was out of state visiting her parents. I was on the Jimmy enraged level, if you can imagine, when I found this out. So what I did was I got a lady of the night, and when I was having sex with her, I made sure to place my then girlfriend's favorite pillow under the hooker's butt and vagine for the duration of the sex, which was a half hour. My ex then returned home from her vacation and slept with the pillow for multiple nights. And then when I felt that meant that he slept like probably alongside, by the way. And then when I felt satisfied, I called her out for cheating and never told her about the pillow. Jimmy and Lee, I would say forgive me, but I feel you both would do the same. Amen, brothers.
I can understand that. You see what happened to him there. He's had a girlfriend who he loved and trusted. She's gone and broke that trust, and that hurt him. So at least he didn't do anything violent. He didn't do anything.
Well, might give her an STD.
Oh well, doesn't matter. What he should have done was did the girl on the pillow, not watched his pee, and when his missus got home, he should have got a blowjob.
Ew. She'd be like, take a shower, probably.
No. So I mean, I'm too horny. I missed you. We've got to do it now.
Right now.
So I have a little insight on that. So
okay.
I understand what the gentleman did. So you know, his old lady went away, and she was, I don't know how he found out. He didn't say, but she cheated on him when she went away, right? Is that what the letter said?
Yep.
So when he found out about that, she was still away, right? So he got a hooker or somebody, and he made love to the girl all over the pillow, pillow, and you know, all kind of juices and vile fluids was on the pillow, and then she left. And then when the wife came home, or the girlfriend came home, she slept on the pillow, and he was laying there. I totally understand that. I'm gonna elaborate a little bit on that story. So one night I was at a strip bar, right, with a couple of my friends, and we were drinking profusely, and we were very, you know, we were very fond, right? So there was this hot girl on the stage. This is when I used to go to strip clubs years ago. I don't do it anymore, but so she was on the stage, right? And I had my drink, you know, I had something on the rocks, you know. And she used to come over, and I would give her $1, and she used to blow me a kiss. Then she came down, and she was talking to us. Then she went back out, up there, you know, on the stage. So I was telling my friend, I said, I'm really digging this chick, man. I said, you know, I got to do something here. So I whipped my shit out, you know, and I took my glass, and I stirred my Sazol in the glass like this.
That's
right?
crazy.
And I put it back on. I put it back on the bar. It was her drink. And then she, you know, she came over later, and she was drinking, you know, it wasn't a roofie or nothing. I just stuck my thing in there. And my friends were all looking at me. They were laughing hysterical because, you know, anyway, so I understand the pillow thing. So what he did was he desecrated her pillow. So when she came home and she was laying on it, and he was laying next to her, he was saying, how do you like that? You know what I mean? Like, you know, without her knowing, you know what I mean? Like, so I totally understand that kind of interaction.
I don't get it. I don't get it, Jimmy. This girl was being nice to you, and you put your dick in your drink for her. I don't see the correlation why you would do that.
The correlation was
quite the move. I don't know where it would go.
It was kind of the same like thing. In other words, like
primal.
He right. It was definitely primal. So, you know, I wanted, you know, naturally I wanted my thing in her you know, her mouth, but that wasn't going to happen. So I did it in the glass. And then when she came down there, it was pretty rotten. You know, I was young. Don't you know? Don't judge me. So anyway, you know, she drank the drink, and my friends all knew I did that, and they were like, "Oh my God, you know, she's like doing that without her knowing it." You know what I mean? So it was like by proxy. So that's what he was doing with the pillow. He had all that stuff going on the pillow.
And that's how the saying come out, because Jimmy put his penis in the alcoholic drink, and that's where the saying come from. She got pissed.
Right. Yeah. Right. Exactly.
She was pissed.
So look, it was no harm done. It wasn't like a drug or poison.
It's fine. It's all good.
You know what I mean? So, you know, it's all good. Yeah. You know, I started. It felt good. I started in the ice cubes a little bit. You know, and you know, it was all, my friends were laughing. I mean, the girl wasn't going to die from me. You know what I mean? But, you know, so it was the same kind of thing with the guy with the pillow.
Mild.
So he was actually satisfied when she came home and she was on the pillow, when she was moving her head around and snoring and smelling, you know, and he knew he did that to that pillow. He was getting satisfaction out of that pillow. You understand? That's what would happen with that guy.
And I still think he should have left it dirty and put it in her.
He did leave it there. He said he desecrated the pillow.
His penis. He should have kept all the juices on his penis, not showered, and then put it in her.
You know, I did something like that years ago. I was with like several women in one day.
The confessions keep rolling.
I was with like 3 women in one day. I was like on a mission.
You
I was
didn't
like,
have time.
this chick,
Whoa.
that chick. So the third girl that I was with, she was at my
that.
house. Her name was Karen. Never forget it, right? So she's on her knees and she's doing her thing down there. Karen, yeah. And I said, how does that taste? Right? Is it okay? Because I never watched. I was with like 2 other women. So she goes, it's a little salty. I said, yeah, I could imagine.
Oh
Right?
no! These are your confessions.
I'm a little evil myself. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna lie. You know what I mean?
Well,
But
fathers,
so whatever you guys think you did out there, you ain't topping my stories. But you know what? We forgive you.
Try to.
I forgive
But
the
you can
guy
try to by sending your confessions to
Send your
RXMUSCLECONFESSIONS@gmail.com.
Because by you sending your confessions, you're helping me out too, and Lee. So you know what? And even Tyler, send your confessions.
Yeah, hey, it's fun.
We'll elaborate on the stories. The guy with the pillow, I totally understand it. He's forgiven. Don't worry about it, bro. You did the right thing.
But I'm still wondering what Jimmy said, because she went away. I wish he had told us how he found out.
Yeah, I don't know.
You can follow up. Give us more detail.
Yeah, because he didn't give us all the details. So she went away, and he found out she was cheating. How the hell he found out?
Yeah, let's learn more.
Maybe he found out from
That'll be fun.
He found out from her girlfriend who he was fucking that she was cheating on him.
Maybe.
Fellas, or maybe it was maybe it was just a good friend, and he called her up. He said, "Listen, I just want to tell you something." Because maybe he felt sorry for the guy. He says, "Your girl is went home with this guy in a hotel." I don't know. Maybe something like that. I mean, I don't know how he found out. I mean, she went away. How the hell did he find out?
Yeah, I want to find out. Follow up with that, can you? Please tell us.
Yeah, follow up. Please tell us how you found out. We'd like to know.
We're going to have to follow up.
So other people can learn not to get caught.
So are my confessions a little too heavy, Tyler? Or are they all right? I don't want
No, it's fine.
I don't want to go a little crazy. Let me tell you, I had a very flamboyant life, man. I did a lot of shit in my life. Yeah, flamboyant. I did a lot of shit in my life. I was with a lot of women. And believe me, until today, I get up in the morning and I pray. I ask God for forgiveness every day for the shit I did. I didn't kill anybody or anything, but I was very, I was a master hooer, and I sometimes I resent it, because I don't know why I was like that.
Never resent it. Never resent it.
I don't know. Maybe it was the high testosterone. I have no idea. That maybe out of my mind. I don't know, but I have other friends like that too. I won't mention names, but they did the same kind of shit. But whatever, man. We were young. We was feeling our oats. That's what happens. When you get older, you start mellowing down sometimes, maybe. But, I have.
Probably should. Anyways.
I don't know why I'm blaming on and on and on.
Put my cross.
I tell you.
Oh!
There we go.
Look at that.
There we
Holy
go.
cow. Holy Jesus.
Hey, don't use the Lord's name in vain.
I wasn't trying to. I was trying to use it correctly. It will be
So
blasphemous.
my other confession is that when I'm done with the show, I'm going down to the Huntington Village. I'm going to this bar, meet my friends, his birthday, and we're going to shoot pool and hang out and have more cocktails. So I don't know what's going to happen tonight, man.
You just stay safe.
I'll have to let you know next week.
You just stay safe.
Okay,
well, let's keep...
Whatever you do, Jimmy, remember the email address to write us in.
That's right. And on that note, why don't we keep mulling through these? We're going to have to pick up the pace.
Yeah. Yes.
Let's see. That last one's from a big fan of you both, by the way. All right, he's going to try... Okay, guys, this one's a little deep. This could be an advice/confession for sure. I'll try and make this short, guys. Where to start? Well, I've been running gear almost 10 years, cycling on and off. Well, at least there's that. I'm addicted to prostitutes and sugar babies. Sugar babies? You guys are going to tell me what that is. He's a sugar daddy, so he's got the money for the babies. Okay, been seeing hookers and going to massage places for 24 years. Basically spent all my money on them. So he was a baller, but now his money's running out from the vices. I'm at the point where both of these addictions will send me to an early grave if something isn't done. It's as if I don't care about the outcome. Also, someone I'm interested in has me in the friend zone. Oh, maybe that's that's a big part. More I'm turned down, the more it feeds my addictions. Really appreciate you two having this show. All right, guys, fathers, help this meager listener.
If we start at the friend zone, if she's put you in the friend zone, she's off limits. So there's no use wasting your time. There's no use wasting your time going there. Keep her in the friend zone. But if you're trying to get off this addiction, because you were probably fixated on her so much, you've let other potential women who you could have clicked with go by because your focus has been on her. So you too put her in the friend zone. And like I said, maybe the addiction you have with the younger girls, like the sugar babies and the prostitutes, look, depending how much money you're spending, maybe like anything, you don't stop cold turkey, maybe just slowly cut back. And as you're cutting back, maybe try see somebody, like an actual relationship. And then if you feel this actual relationship going well, which you probably will know it, I'll find that once you feel a relationship taking hold with a person, you'll find that this other addiction will slowly go away, because your focus now will be on your new partner and doing stuff with her, and hopefully she fulfills those things that you're getting before, and now you can put your time and energy and money into this one relationship. But like narcotics, like Oxycontin and that, because I was on that, had to go to the rehab for 2 weeks. So when you don't do it cold turkey, nothing ever is good cold turkey. Dieting, nothing. You don't go cold turkey. Slowly ease out of it and look for a new relationship where you can put your focus, because generally we get into these addictions and we do bad things. Generally when you've got too much fucking time on your hands, you've got too much time to sit there and you're bored, so you'll go do something. But if you're busy with this other relationship, or you're just busy in general doing stuff, you won't have time for that other stuff. So that's my advice.
You're not worried about, what if he just gets obsessed with someone else that might potentially friend zone him? Shouldn't he learn to love himself?
You're never going to know.
Well,
yes, you got to love yourself and that too. But loving yourself is, you can only masturbate for so long, Tyler. Before after a while, I used to masturbate, and then I used to abuse myself, and then I'd curl up in the shower in the fetal position, like Meg Ryan from that movie she was in when she got raped on the pool table, or whoever it was. Jodie Foster, wasn't it? That was right. Yes,
Jimmy.
Well, I was listening to Lee. I was getting involved in his story. So, so basically, he has an addiction to prostitutes, and what else? What was the other one he was addicted to? Oh, sugar babies. Yeah, sugar babies, because he has the money. So
he had the money, but Jimmy, it's running low.
It's running low. Yeah. Well, I think I have to agree. I have to agree with Lee. I think he should find somebody that he's going to fall in love with. And once that happens, because this happened to me too in the past. Every time I was in between relationships, if I was with somebody for a long time and I loved them, we broke up, I went berserk. But then I found somebody else, and then all that craziness kind of went away, because I was focused on the person that I cared about. So Lee has a very good point there. So I think he should really look for, like a true love, someone a friend, someone he could go out with, be tight with, instead of, what his problem is, he's alone. That's his problem. He don't have anybody. So he's running around and he's trying to satisfy his need, of his heart, which is very hard. The heart is a very tough thing. It's very hard to fill when you don't have somebody to love. It wanders like everything else. So that's my opinion. I mean, I know it's very hard to find somebody to love it, because I know there's a lot of people in this world, but it is hard to find that one person. I have to agree with him. But I tell you the other thing, the prostitutes and the sugar babies.
Oh man,
that's a dead end street, man. After a while, it sure is. It's just gonna bottom out, and then you're gonna feel even worse.
Yeah.
So I would try to I would try to wean away from that. Try to find that one special person. Try to slow down and find somebody who has a value. That's what you want. Not these. Or
you could go to a pet shelter and adopt a dog.
That's what I'm saying.
A dog helps too. Yeah. Definitely.
That's the only thing I would throw in there. Like, don't worry about I gotta find someone that's gonna make my life complete.
No, that's very hard to do too.
You gotta feel good on your own. You gotta figure out how are you gonna sustain yourself, and then once you emanate that when you're feeling good, how I'm going about life, and then people are attracted to that, and you'll find the one you want to get.
Buy a nice dog, adopt a dog. The dog gives you love. You have lots of fun.
Oh man, Baxter, turn my life around.
You could go to a dog park and maybe you meet a nice female at the dog park who has a dog, and there you go.
Hell yeah, puppy play dates.
Change your environment, change your surroundings. You almost got to get out of your comfort zone. Just do something different.
I got to be honest with you. Can I be a little the devil's advocate here for a minute?
You gonna confess?
So, I'm always confessing. So, I don't know. relationships, they're very hard.
Mm-hmm.
They're very hard relationships. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
That's the truth, Father.
I've often wondered, like I've often sat down in my office or in the backyard, or just driving in my car, nowhere. I do that all the time. I play the music
Mm-hmm.
and I just drive around aimlessly. I do that a lot. I've always been doing that since my 20s.
It's very
But anyway,
American.
yeah, I just drive around and think and play music and look at stuff and whatever. And you do a lot of thinking, and that's why I like trips.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes I go to Florida. And Lee knows I took a boat down about. I love those long drives because all I do is think and I see the road. I'm on the road.
Yeah.
It's very therapeutic for me. And I say to myself, wow, all the relationships that I've been through, man. I've been through a lot of relationships,
Mm-hmm.
and like I'm like, is there anything? Does true love really exist? Because like I have a lot of friends that are
Who
married,
knows?
that are very unhappy in their marriage,
Mm-hmm.
Oh
but
yeah.
they stay in their marriage because they want to do the right thing. And I'm like, wow, this guy's married so many years and he's miserable, and this one here is miserable and that one's miserable. I mean, granted, there are some people who are very happy together,
Mm-hmm.
but like we were saying earlier with that other guy, he was tired of his wife he's doing the porn.
Mm-hmm.
I think the key really is, not the true love. I think it's to keep the relationship fresh. You
Mm-hmm.
know, do
Yeah.
things together. Go out. Don't get a routine going. Like get up, go to work, come home. She makes dinner. You go to
Yeah.
bed. Get up, go to work. You do the routine thing. After a while, of course, anything is going to look stale. You
Mm-hmm.
can't have steak every night. After a while, you're gonna like steak. So
Man,
you
and the
gotta
truth.
you gotta really get things going, man. That's what you got to do. That's what I think it's all about, man. And if you can find
And
somebody
it's like
to do
what,
that, of course the caring will be involved anyway. But
Mhm.
you
Yeah,
got to
it's
keep
like
it
we
fresh.
said though, it all comes back to communication, because like when you first
Yeah.
meet, everything is fresh, everything's new, the
Right.
sex, going out, getting to know them. But then, like you
Right.
said, after a while, it's like work. You can go to work and you're like, oh, I hate this job. But even going to work, you got to try find the fun in it. Or if it gets that bad and it's having that negative effect, then you
Right.
have to get another job. But yeah, you got to keep it like relationships. When I say work, I don't mean hard work. It's like anything. I find if you want to do something and you have a passion for it, you'll do it. And it's fun because you love doing it. So, like little things. There's a calendar in the kitchen there. And for the last probably 4 years, just out of habit now, I do it too. And if I miss it, I'm like, shit, I forgot it. But every day I cross off, like today I'll cross off Saturday later. But when Sunday comes, like tonight, I'll write on Sunday, love you. And I can show you old calendars in the cupboard there. Every day I write, love you to Rachel on the calendar. So when she sees it, just love you. So there are little things you can do along the way. Like I said, even if it's corny, you're outside, you go for a walk and you see a flower, pick a flower, take it home. I know it could be corny, but to a
That's
woman,
nice. I could do
shows
that.
that you thought of her, and you thought of her enough to bring her home a flower or buy her a flower. Or sometimes I'll even just buy her a card, a nice little card, love you, thinking of you, and I slide it in
For
her.
no reason, right, Lee?
Yeah, for no
That's so
reason.
nice.
And
I never
I
do
put it
stuff
in
like
her
that.
bag. She takes to work, and around she'll be at work for a couple of hours, and at some point she's gone into a bag.
I tell you,
get
I want to cry, Lee. I didn't know you were so sentimental, man. I really,
Well,
It's
she'll
I
beautiful.
send me
really,
a
I
text
really
message.
appreciate what you're saying.
Yeah,
I
well,
really
she sent
do.
me text. Yeah, she sends me a text message. I found the card. I love you too. So there's little things like that you don't have to go out of your way to do crazy stuff, but just little
Yeah.
things like that make.
I knew you were a
huge difference.
sweetheart, Lee.
Yeah, I want to be with him.
But when I come to you, Jimmy, I'll put a little card in your gym bag.
We already
Oh,
knew
that'd
that.
be nice.
Yeah, we already knew that.
You make my day. So
Okay.
anyway,
What you
I
can
have
do
to
is-
agree.
Here's another thing, because you can do e-cards, and I used to do this when I would travel
E-cards.
sometimes, even for the family, where if you go on an e-card, it can be for a birthday or just thinking of you. You can actually put in the date and the time you want that card delivered. So if I want a card delivered to Rachel when I'm away, I can put in this date at this time. She'll get an email and she gets the card. So you can do that. Or even if I'm overseas sometimes, the date I'm gone, I'll just get to the florist to deliver some flowers to her work. So there's little things like that you can plan in advance, even because you might even forget. So you might send your wife, girlfriend an e-card in a month ahead of time, and you forget, then she'll get it, and you'll go, oh yeah, that's right. And she'll be all so happy. So little women actually like little things like that. I know we always think we've got to impress them and take them here and buy them jewelry, but sometimes it's just the little things that make the. Like I said, even when I'm watching TV, she thinks the best thing ever when we're watching TV. Sometimes we don't talk; we're just watching TV. I just hold her hand on the couch and just like pat her hand type things. So little things like that can make a big difference.
You're a good man, Lee. You're a good
Thank
man.
you, Jimmy. I'll make sure when we're driving in the Jeep, Jimmy,
I hope the fans are listening to you. You know what you're saying right now. Because
it's sweet. It's nice. It's
you watch Jimmy,
nurture your relationships.
When I come back from America, Jimmy's going to say, Tyler, Lee and I were driving aimlessly down to the restaurant, and you know what? He just reached over and touched my hand. And
he just petted it. He just petted it, just nice, just reminding me how important I was.
It made all the stress go away that day.
Just vanish away. I love that. All right, well, let's move forward on that beautiful sentiment. Here's a funny one.
I gotta have a drink.
Here's a funny / unfortunate one. I hope you guys can't relate. One time when my ex-girlfriend was S-ing my D, I thought I was, let's say, climaxing. But instead, I started peeing. And I peed, in her mouth. Sometime after that, we broke up. Quite a funny story when I look back at it.
Really? Wait, so he peed... Wait, back up. He peed in her mouth, and
by accident, like a loser.
Well, can't call him a loser. Accidents happen.
I'm sorry.
You're very harsh, Tyler. Now look, he didn't plan on it. He planned on coming, but the thing was, he was probably so relaxed with doing it that he was just so relaxed that he just maybe had a little tinkle that came out. So
I don't know if it was a little bit.
He didn't do it deliberately. It wasn't done out of malice. It was just an accident. So, it's like, well, we go down on them and we lick where the pee comes out. Sometimes you taste a little bit of lemons, lemon lime, whatever it is. But, so.
You know what I discovered, Lee, in this show? I have to admit something. I discovered something tonight.
What's that, Jimmy?
Listening to the confessions, and this guy said he peed in her mouth by accident a little bit. She left him. Is that what you said, Tyler?
And something, a revelation came?
Yeah, a revelation.
Well, Jimmy and I have both done that deliberately. Jimmy,
you degenerates! You done golden shower play.
Absolutely, it was fucking fantastic, man. You're kidding me?
It was fantastic.
I mean, I had women in the shower, going all over them, and vice versa, man. It's whatever, man.
It's whatever.
Whatever turns you on. So you went you did that to her, and she left you. Was it really an accident, or did you do it on purpose? That's what I want.
Yeah, were you drinking, or were you trying to, do it on?
Because if you did it on purpose and you were drinking,
I think she pissed him off.
Yeah,
no pun intended.
He pissed her off. So anyway, I think what happened. I have to tell the guy that if she got upset and left him over that, man, she's not for you, man. Just cross her off, because even if it was an accident,
no, clearly, because he's in the P play. Otherwise,
Listen, even if it was an accident,
match that up.
Mean it. She's gonna leave you over there because you had an accident. I mean,
it wasn't like
to get urinated in the mouth. I don't know. That's a certain level for different people, isn't it? I've
done it. It was great when I done it, man.
Father Jimmy, have you received urine in your own mouth?
No, not me, but I've done it.
Well, okay. Well, to have the hose versus receiving the hose, I don't know.
Hey, I have.
I don't know, man. I've had it on my
confession.
Face, like I've had the woman stand over.
Confession.
Me, I did that. I'm not gonna lie.
I've had it, Jimmy. I had it in my mouth, and that's a little bit weird tasting, but it's okay. Listen,
Confess.
It wasn't like he shit on her chest. Now I've shit on a girl's chest.
No, I haven't done that.
I've heard about this, and it's the strangest phenomenon to me. But we need to back up, Father Lee. I think I smelled a confession.
Well, it's not really a confession because she asked me to. But when she asked me to, it was really weird doing, because I think, why am I going to shit on your chest? And I shit on the chest, and then she started drawing.
What Why did she ask for? Why is that a request? I don't
Oh,
understand.
God.
I don't know.
Lee,
Maybe,
you outdid me, bro. You outdid me on that one.
I guess I don't have a personal confession, but I do. Like, God, oh man, I shouldn't even mention I shouldn't associate the university, but I knew someone that came to my university and was like, yeah, I went to a party and a girl requested that, and then I did it, and it was crazy, and I was just like, man, like, fuck, like that cascading series of events to like decide, yep, and here I go, like that's crazy, that's wild. This
Tyler, I'm
okay,
telling
tell
you,
me.
sometimes the best times are like when you're making love
depraved.
in the mall parking lot. You know, you and your lady just going at it in the car. You know, I mean, I've done it.
That's different though. That's one thing.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is like I was referring back to that guy watching his porn. He's missing out on a lot, you know what I mean? Because
sure,
he could do things like, you know,
but we're going
I was
from
with
poop
this
play
chick
to
one
this.
time. We were in the diner, and the girl jumped on me in my van, and we were going at it in the driver's seat, you know, and some freaking bastard, you know, called the cops on us, right? But we was already done when we were pulling out, and the cops all pulled in the parking lot, like, you know, real like they were gonna nail us, you know, in the action. But we was already done and on our way. But you know, like that kind of stuff.
The deed was already done.
The deed was already done. You know, I mean, I've done it on the beach. You know, I had an ex-girlfriend one time when I was over a house. It was the summertime, and the whole family was there, right? And it was a split-level house, and we were all in the pool. And the whole the mother, the father, the brothers, the sisters, the cousins, everybody was there, you know. So we ended up in the living room downstairs, you know, which was like floor level with the pool. And I'm laying on the floor, and my girlfriend at the time, you know, she came over to me. She sat on me. She had a towel around her, right? And you know, we're laying on the floor. She's got the towel around here. She's wearing a bikini. She got that, and she starts like wiggling on top of it. And before you know it, I'm starting to get, you know, erection, you know.
Ooh,
and then she
sure.
slips her bikini to the side, and all of a sudden I start making love to her in the house in front of everybody. Like, but nobody knew anything because I was going nice and slow. I was going, you know,
that's so crazy.
And then, yeah, right in the house for everything. The mother, the father, the
that's
cousin,
like what Pornhub makes videos off of.
I did something similar, but I was actually with the girl. I would have been 18. She would have been 16, 17. Same thing. We're at her family's house in the pool, and I pulled her pants aside in the pool and slipped it in while I'm talking to my mum and dad and that. We just
that's wild.
Yeah,
that's like literally what Pornhub videos are made out of. That's like what they conceptualize.
The girl I was talking about earlier, I used to drop her off, and she used to hitchhike, and I used to pick her up. So we were at this party one time. You know, it was a huge party, a big pool party in the summer, and we ended up going in the bathroom, and we were going at it in the bathroom together in the guy's house. You know what I mean? Like, that's exciting, man. You know, that's what you got. That's not, like I'm always referring back to this poor guy with the porno, because don't do that to yourself, man. Because it's going to be a lonely experience.
It's
man.
not just porn.
You know, just you and your hand and you, and that's it.
It's not.
I mean, you're gonna lose your mind, man. You got to get the old lady involved. You got to get her involved.
The same girl I was in the pool with when we first started dating. She was a virgin.
Oh my word.
And her mum would come visit. Her mum and her sister come visit, and then she was talking to my mum and sister and that in the living room. And we went into my mum's room to get something, and I'm like, for some reason we got super horny. I ripped her jeans down, and we started doing it on the rug. She bled on the rug. So I'm like, oh my God.
Jesus.
And
careful.
so we pull her jeans up. We pull her jeans up, and then we go back out there. So I'm sitting on the couch now. She's sitting on the arm of the couch because her mum's in the couch. She's sitting on the arm, and her legs are a bit apart, and I can see the blood coming through her jeans. And I'm like,
oh, man.
Trying to give it
a rough confession.
Trying to give it a
That's pretty bad.
She was a virgin.
I used to bounce at this bar years ago, right? And,
these confessions are just streaming out of them now.
So you know, the girl worked in her name was Janice. She worked in the coat check, you know, and I was a bouncer working the door. So
I'm so sorry, Janice, that he said your name, but
Janet, it could be me and Janet. Don't matter. So anyway, you know, I ended up, you know, going home with this girl, and you know, she was wild, she was crazy, you know, and so she takes me to her house, and I said, yo, it's like 4 a.m, the whole family's home. She goes, don't worry about it. Come on. She snuck me upstairs, and she was making out with me, going up the stairs in the hallway, like we were all over each other, you know, and of course that was hard, you know. So then she opens the door, and she undoes my pants. It was totally dark in the room, and she grabs me by my chazole, and she's leading me to the bed like this by my thing, you know, like,
yeah.
And I'm just going like this,
best.
walking, you know what I mean? You know,
Yep,
and then like,
you just go. Yeah, what are you gonna do?
we just,
Of
I
course
was like,
you
you know
do.
what? I'm in the moment, man. I don't give a shit.
She could
man.
be
I'm
leading you
on
to
them.
your death to like the.
Yeah, she could have been leading me off a cliff, you know, with
That's where the
fire of
saying,
hell, you know. And
that's
you
where
know,
the saying that's where the saying come from. She had you by the balls.
yeah, she
Hey,
did.
I didn't think of that.
So it was a lot of fun. So make a long story short, this gets bad. So anyway,
Yeah,
you know,
make it short, please.
I'm gonna make it short. So I was with her all over the place. We met I used to meet her at a job. She used to have a lunch break, so I used to shoot down there. I used to get in her car. She had her chicken salad she was eating, right? And then when she was done,
Chicken salad?
she'd wipe her chicken salad, you know,
No.
and then she'd unbutton my pants and go down on me, right?
Oh my
Right after the
God!
right
Right
after
after
the
the
chicken
chicken
Right
salad.
after the chicken salad, right? I'm like in the car going, oh, because she was.
Gross.
So one day
These are
she invites
dressing.
me to her house, right? I didn't know she was married. So I go to her house, and you know I'm in the house, and you know we start getting it on, and we go in her bedroom, and all of a sudden I see this styrofoam skull on the dresser with a freaking wig on it, right? So I said that, and it was a man's wig, like a toupee, and it was on a styrofoam skull on the dresser.
Uh-huh.
So I said to her, "What the hell is that?" She said, "Oh, it's my husband's away right now. That's his toupee. It's one of his toupees." I said, "That's your husband's toupee on the styrofoam skull on the dresser?" She said,
Did you
"Yeah,
put
don't
it
worry
on,
about
Jimmy?
it." It looked. So now I'm looking at this styrofoam skull sitting on the dresser with his wig on. It looked like him, right? So now I'm doing his wife, and I'm looking at the skull on the freaking dresser, and I feel like this guy's watching me and shit. I couldn't do it. I was losing my heart. And she goes, "What's the matter? You're not playing with my tits." I said, I can't play with your tits. Your husband's watching." I said, "I gotta get out of here." So I ended up getting dressed. I left, and I never went back.
It just bailed straight
I
up.
bailed. I
Oh,
bailed.
that's sad.
I
Okay.
think you should have put. I thought you should have put it on. It would have been funny.
I
felt
thought
terrible.
that was where it was going. Not gonna lie.
I felt terrible, man. I felt terrible.
Yeah, relight your candle, Father Jimmy. We need to get to. We have 3 more, and you guys might have a few more if we can get to them in time. But for sure, this next one, this person, Father Jimmy, wanted. They actually followed up and emailed me and said, "Am I gonna? Is this gonna make the show?" So they really wanted to make sure you heard this, Jimmy.
Lay it on me.
It's probably a woman. Let's see what you think. And if it is, boy, Jimmy, she has been eyeing you for a minute. Literally eyeing you. She's like in your vicinity. Here we go. Dear Tyler, sorry, this is for Jimmy the Bull. I have a confession / erotic fantasy. And this is why I bought the wine for tonight. Yeah, to be honest.
Wait a minute, hold on. I gotta pour a little more wine for this one.
That's fine. Let me put up the split screen for reaction.
I gotta numb the senses.
Jimmy just got a pen pal.
I gotta numb the senses.
Salud!
I get it. Salute to your health. That's what my good grandma would say.
Email address when you
Please, some fine priests we are, right? Drinking and we got our own horror story.
I cannot.
Everybody does. Everybody's got horror stories, so it doesn't matter. You know what I mean?
I can't give the email address. I would never, even if Jimmy is begging me for the email address, no way. Unless they put it in the body of the text and you can tell Jimmy, blah, blah, blah. I will never, you will be fully anonymous. That's my oath.
Wait a minute. Wait. Back up. Wait. Did this person wants my email?
No.
No. Jimmy was like, you're going to want their email.
Oh, no. I'm not going to do that. I'm not like that.
I
want to hear the story. I want to hear the story.
I haven't heard it yet. Are you ready? You got your wine?
Yeah, you're killing me over here. Let me hear it. What's up?
I have a confession / Yeah. I have a confession / erotic. Oh, for the love of God. Haven't even begun. Haven't even read the first sentence.
Dave's gonna throw us off the air, man.
We're trying. No, I'm trying to ring you guys in on the sexy stuff. You know, we're gonna keep it radio friendly.
Tyler, I think we've been very clean on the show. We talked a lot about a lot of
relatively
stuff.
speaking.
We're not being vulgar.
The last
relatively.
there was ads in the last show, so we're doing good.
What do you mean relatively? We're not.
Come on! This isn't Bill Nye the Science Guy. Anyways, let's get to this.
Yeah.
I have a confession / erotic fantasy regarding Jimmy. I need your assurance that I will remain totally anonymous, and you have it. I come across Jimmy in Huntington from time to time. Hey, I've had a huge crush on him for a long time. This is this is like a literal confession to Father Jimmy. When we run into each other, all I can think about is him ripping my blouse off and caressing my breasts, and then bending his head to my swollen nipples while I rub his hard C through his pants.
Oh, Jimmy.
Through the pant. Then he reaches they keep going. Then he reaches down and pulls up my skirt and pushes my thighs apart and puts his puts his big hand inside my panties to feel my soft.
I don't know about Jimmy, but carry on.
I feel uncomfortable, and this is why I've been drinking wine up to this. Let's see. I don't even hear a word that he's saying to me. I just nod my head because I'm so lost in my thoughts of having wild hot sex with the bowl.
Oh my God.
I confess that sometimes I go to places where I know that I'll run into him. My thoughts are dirty. I imagine him ripping my panties off and just getting bent over all over the place from behind.
It sounds like Jimmy's true love. How can you keep
I mean, come on. I can feel his warm. Oh, it gets really, guys. I can't read this on air.
It keeps going?
Yeah, well, it climaxes quite literally, and I can't read it.
Really?
It's this is very rated. Like,
don't leave me hanging. Don't leave me
I
hanging.
can't. I can feel his warm dripping down my legs.
Oh, wow.
That's serious.
This is my confession. Should I be absolved for my dirty thoughts? I feel shame.
No,
Will I be absolved? What advice, if any, do you have for me, Lee Priest? Oh, they roped you in there too, Lee.
Okay, well, I'll go first because you want my advice. My advice
he's tearing up! Look.
Wherever Jimmy goes now, he's going to be looking for some woman looking at him.
I've been looking at my shoulder.
But what I think
especially in Huntington.
Maybe you don't have to talk.
Yeah,
maybe just
Huntington's a
walk
small
past
town.
Jimmy and give him a smile and go, "Good day, good morning, good afternoon."
You know he's gonna be like, "Hey, how are you doing?"
But from what she described there, and me knowing Jimmy, I think we've met Jimmy's perfect match here, and you're keeping.
I mean, potentially.
I think she should.
So
I think
you know
she
what's
should
going
take the
to
next.
now?
Yeah.
What's
say
going to
hello.
suck is I got to go out tonight for a little while, meet some of the guys at work.
And she might be there. Yeah.
Because now I'm going to be like looking all over the place, like
And there's going to be some woman.
Everybody's going to be
there,
like
Jimmy.
every woman's going to be like a suspect.
There's going to be a woman sitting there. You're going to be with your mates, Jimmy, and there's going to be a woman sitting there,
Right.
just thinking about your hands on her, your member sliding in her, your juice from the gods running down her legs. It's like,
Oh my God.
I think this woman should say hello and make the next step and just
give a wave.
communicate. Yeah. Jimmy, what do you think about
Tyler?
Yeah, what do you think, Jimmy?
Tyler's bullshitting on this one. He wrote
No.
that.
No. I swear.
We don't lie in the confessional, Jimmy. We don't lie in the confessional.
I got nothing to gain.
Wait, so Tyler, you didn't know
Jimmy.
what town I live in. You don't know what town I live in, Tyler.
So all the more reason. I swear to God, I swear my whole absolution that this came in. Not only they want to be so anonymous. I don't know if it would have actually like made it more anonymous, but they like took a screenshot of the typed letter and then emailed me that from another email, and then they followed up and were like, "Is Jimmy going to hear this?" They wanted to make sure.
Really,
Jimmy, you got a sexual stalker out there in Huntington.
That's insane.
That's the real confession tonight.
Well, thank you.
Well, that's the headline. Does Jimmy have a sexual stalker?
Yes, he does. She sounds nice, actually. Put a lot of thought.
She does.
Yeah.
It was a little more than Daniel Steele.
How do you feel now, knowing there's somebody watching you sexually fantasizing about you when she sees you out and about in your town?
I don't know, Lee. It's a little weird. I mean, I'll be honest with you. So it's like, the unknown. Anywhere I
Mm.
go, like a restaurant or
Mm.
like tonight, I go to see my friends over there in the tavern. I don't know.
Gonna be like
It's
Unusual Suspects, Kaiser Selse. You won't know.
yeah, it'd be
You
like
won't know who it
like
is.
like I'll be out and any girl looks at me, I'm gonna be wondering if that's the one. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
All right. So anyway, thank you for that nice message. That was very
Jimmy, you
nice of
still
you.
got it. She's having fantasies about you, Jimmy. You
I
still
still
got
got
it.
it,
So
man. I still got
yeah,
it. Yeah. So I'm doing
yeah.
pretty good. I'm
And
not dead
she's
yet.
actually going to places. I guess from when you talk about stuff on after hours before, and we've talked about other places you go to those restaurants. She's listened carefully, and she'll sometimes try and go to these places to see if she can bump into you.
Yeah, that's wild, man. Wow. Well, I thank you. That made me feel good. I mean, I feel I don't know what I feel. I feel good. Thank you very much for that.
Maybe say something to her in a nice sexual voice that she can record, and then think about that when she's thinking.
Well, I'll have to start, dressing up now. So when I go out, I'm gonna have to wear like, tight jeans and cowboy boots,
Mm.
a nice button-down shirt, and comb my hair, even though I don't have any hair, and make sure my teeth are brushed.
You never know,
And
Jimmy. You never
I'll
know.
have a little bottle of mouthwash with me handy.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm
Oh
old
man.
school, man. You're dealing with an old school guy here, so I'm
Jimmy,
not one
Jimmy
of these.
still opens the car door for you. Jimmy will still open the car door for you.
Listen to
I'll
that.
open the car door for you. I'll
Bend you over the seat while he opens the door, and then
Oh God, I'm
that was a
still an
nice
animal
one.
at heart,
That was
man.
a
I'm still
nice
an
one.
animal.
That
That
was a
was
nice
It was
one.
intense.
that
It
was
was
very
intense.
nice. Yeah, that was very nice.
All right, we got two
Even though,
more.
even though it was
Thank
to
you.
Jimmy, I was getting a little tingle listening to it myself.
Yeah, you guys were engrossed. It was like an erotic novel the way they
Oh,
wrote
was
it.
it?
And I listen. I left out. I can send Jimmy. I can send you the unabridged copy because it's all anonymous. So
Right. So you're telling
but
me there was more?
it was not radio friendly.
You could.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. All right.
It
He's
was
going to
very
send it to
erotic.
you, Jimmy. So next time, instead of watching porn, you'll be able to read that email to you.
Yeah, just keep reading it again and again, or it can enhance your porn. Anyways,
I like
this
it.
one we're gonna tone it down. Now we're gonna bring it back. This is probably the realest confession we got. This dude could use some advice, and he's here to confess. Jimmy, I'm 25 years old, atheist, engaged with a 2-year-old daughter. Giving you some background.
Wait a minute. This is to
I'm
me?
extremely traumatized from recent deaths in my family.
Wait.
within 3
Back
months
up.
of-
Hold on. Wait.
Oh
Back up.
yeah.
This is to me or Lee?
Oh,
No, he literally started with Jimmy.
because he threw in atheist because he wants to set Jimmy off. But why would an atheist be confessing if they don't believe in God?
I don't
Right.
know,
Good question.
but I don't know. I mean, I'm not
Carry on.
super holy, but Jimmy resonates somehow. Both of you can resonate with me. I don't know if I would go to you for
Maybe
advice. But
he
anyways,
doesn't believe in God. Maybe he doesn't believe in God, but he believes in judgment of some type wherever he's going.
Okay. Continue.
Tyler's
He's
frozen.
frozen.
Look at
He's
Look at-
frozen. Look at
he's been struck
Yeah.
by the hand of God, Jimmy.
Yeah.
God has struck him.
He's like in Sodom and
with a child, I
Gomorrah
guess.
when he's turned into a pillar of salt. Oh, here
I'm
he is.
I'm extremely traumatized from recent deaths in my family. Within 3 months of my daughter being born. Are you laughing at this?
No.
What are you doing, Lee? I'm trying to read this like, oh my God.
He froze.
Lee! As I'm talking, oh my
we were
God.
just making fun of you, Tyler,
Because you
for
froze.
about
You
2
froze.
minutes.
for
Oh, I
like 20
froze?
Seconds.
Yeah.
You
Shit.
felt like that for 20 seconds.
Oh my God.
Except for the candlelight. Sorry about me freezing at the worst part when I'm trying to tell this guy's heartfelt confession.
Excuse me.
No, we didn't
We're
hear
back?
it. We didn't hear it.
We're
We
good?
just saw you frozen like that.
Oh. Okay, I'm glad it's made it, like, not serious. Okay, can we do it? Can we confess?
Yes,
Can we let
do
this
it.
guy confess? He's in the booth. Imagine he's in the booth.
Mm-hmm.
All right,
He's in the booth.
here we go. Yeah, well, yeah. Okay.
I'm sliding it open.
He's had recent deaths in the family. Within 3 months of his daughter being born, his father, 44, his grandmother, 62, pretty young, died 28 days apart from each other. I have nobody else besides my mother and my family. This happened in January, and he just can't seem to get it together. I feel like my old self has died, and I'm a shell of my former self. I'm finding myself going down the same road you did with your ex-wife. Oh, shit, Jimmy. I guess that's why he's talking to you. I'm beaten down and broken with no ways of repair in sight. My fiance has all the say and control of basically anything. She's the main breadwinner and basically just cares about financial status. Meanwhile, I'm traumatized over here and trying to be a good father. I bust my ass to just get ridiculed left and right and center. It's never good enough. I was hoping for your advice on this one from the heart. What would you do in my situation with your wisdom and hindsight? The last year and a half of my life has been utterly miserable and truly a struggle to even function and act normal. Much love, Jimmy, Lee, and Tyler.
Tell him, Jimmy. Help him.
Tell him.
So how long ago? So how long ago did this happen with his
January.
Losses?
January, I think, wasn't it?
Yeah. For the losses of his family, it was January.
He lost his grandparents or his parents?
He lost his father and and his grandmother.
His father and his grandmother.
Yeah, 44 and 62.
Wow.
Yeah, I know they're pretty young.
So he's been grieving ever since, and his wife has no compassion about it.
No.
All she's worried about is the money.
At least from his perspective on that email.
Mm.
Right. Well, I was in a similar situation there. He's right. I was in a similar, but not with my wife. With the, I can't say really that my girlfriend didn't have compassion. I shut down.
Mm-hmm.
I shut down. So I did. So when I lost my mother, I lost my father in 1972. So that was a long time ago. But when I lost my mom, I shut down. I did. I shut down for quite a few years, actually. It was pretty bad. I was actually worried about myself. But my girlfriend, I shunned her away because of my situation. It really wasn't her fault. So would I have done the same thing? I don't know. I don't think so. But whatever. Everybody acts differently. So all I could tell him is that he's got to go with his feelings. If he's feeling bad about his dad and his grandma and he's grieving, and your spouse just ignores it or doesn't pay attention to it or is insensitive to it, don't worry about it, because everybody grieves different, and everybody's length of time of grieving is different. So if you're still grieving and she don't understand, don't feel bad, bro. Don't feel bad. Grieve on, and grieve as long as it takes for you to heal. If she can't understand that and she flies the coop, so be it. Don't be true to yourself, man. Be true to yourself. That's my advice. Don't compromise. Don't say, you know what, I better snap out of this. She's not liking it. No, don't do that to yourself, man. Grieve, heal, do what you got to do. Let it take its course. If she's there at the end, great. If she ain't, avangul. That's my advice to you.
Yeah, and he should know too, because it sounds like he's grieving his father, and he did say that his daughter's the most important thing to him. So
absolutely,
during this grief, maybe spend, if you can, more time with your daughter, because I'm gathering his father was a good father. So just focus on being a good father to your daughter. If your wife or the girlfriend doesn't understand, it doesn't matter, because as Jimmy says, everyone grieves differently. We all think, we see it all the time on TV. Well, he's not acting right that his wife just died. But, people grieve in different ways. Just because we don't see it or hear it or feel it doesn't mean they're not grieving. So just like Jimmy said, take the time, grieve, focus on yourself. But in doing so, don't neglect your daughter. Like I said, maybe spend more time with your daughter and do things with her. And that can maybe help you some way get over the loss of your father and your grandmother by being the best father you can be to your daughter.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And like me and Lee just both said, everyone grieves different. There's no time limit on grieving. So don't feel bad. If your spouse don't understand and she's kind of leaving you behind because you're grieving, that's crazy. So just focus on yourself. Focus on your daughter.
Help her understand. Go kill her mother.
Listen, if she leaves you because you're grieving, you don't want to be with her anyway.
Yeah,
I don't care how long it takes you. Even if you got to go, I had to go see a grievance counselor when my mom died.
Mhm.
I was a wreck. Now I didn't see that coming. I loved my mother to death. She was my best friend. Because my father died when I was very young, so I was very tight with my mom. So when she died, I didn't realize the impact it was going to have on me.
Mhm.
And I fell into a deep depression for 4 years. I'll be honest with you. I used to go rondo. I used to go see the grievance counselor in the wintertime in snowstorms, right? I would see her, and then I would wander around the VA in the hallways by myself in the snowstorm, just
Mhm.
wandering around. Then I used to go to the hospital where my mother was. And I used to wander around the hallways in the hospital by
Mhm.
myself. And I used to go stare at the room when my mother died. I used to go look in the hallway and just stare at her room like there was something wrong with me. But I got to be honest with you. I finally ran into a nurse after going to the hospital over and over and over. And she said, "Hey, Jimmy, how you doing?" I was like standing in the hallway looking at my mother's room where she died. And this is going back to the grievance. And I said, I was embarrassed. I said, "I'm so sorry. You know who you recognize me?" She says, "Yes, of course." She said, "How you doing?" I says, "I'm all right. I'm wandering around the hallways. She said, "Listen, don't." Now, this was a beautiful woman that told me this, a nurse. She said, "Don't feel bad." She says, "Many, many people do what you're doing." I said, "Really? They wander around the hallways after they lost a loved one?" She says, "Yes, they come back and they wander around the hallways." She says, "You come back as many times as you need. Do not feel bad." Man, I left that hospital feeling renewed because
Mhm.
this nurse told me that many people do what I'm doing. I thought I was like the only nut wandering around the hospital, looking out my mother's room. Then I would drive around the hospital, look at the window where she was. It was some sick shit
Mhm.
I was doing. But she said that many people do it. So
Mhm.
the point to try to make is that people grieve in different ways, and it takes different lengths of time, and you have to do things to help you get out of your grieving for a loved one. So if your old lady don't understand that, and she ends up leaving you over that, bro, don't feel bad, man. Just
Yeah.
continue on with your life because that's somebody that you don't need in your life. That's all I got to say. Chin down to you, and I wish you the best and stay strong, brother.
Yeah. Very good advice, Jimmy. Very good.
That's the
Even though,
truth.
even though I thought my advice was a little bit better for her, but I was okay.
What did you say?
I said, if she doesn't understand, go kill her mother. Make her understand.
Only you, Lee.
Oh,
Only
how's
you.
it feel now, huh? Your mother got stabbed to death. How do you feel, huh? How do you feel?
That's like this story I heard one time. So it was a Swedish family, right? So the parents are in the room going at it, and the little boy opened up the door. And the two parents, the mother said, "Oh my gosh, it's Trudy Sheeto." And she goes, "Oh my God." And the kid ran out of the room. And she's like, "What are we gonna do?" He saw them screwing. He
Yeah.
says, "Don't worry, I'll handle it." He said they was Swedish, or Norway. So anyway, he said, "Don't worry, I'll take care of it." So he left the room, and he goes in the next room. He opens the door, and there's the kid banging the grandmother.
Mm-hmm.
So the father was shocked. That was his
I
mother.
like I like
So
this one.
he's in shock. He opens the door. He sees his son banging his mother, right? And he turns around. The kid turns around, and he says, "Not so funny when it's your mother, huh?"
I heard that one. Yeah, he's like, not so funny now, is
Yeah, right.
it?
Not so funny now, right? When it's your mom, right? I thought I'd just throw that in there, a little joke. Tyler, you with us, man? You're like
Unmute yourself.
you
You're
like
on mute.
something happened to your tongue. We can't hear you.
He's playing charades. All right, let's do this. 2 words.
Wait a minute, isn't he? Isn't he supposed to be the fucking producer of the show?
Hold on.
Oh my God, that's too funny. What is that?
My mic stopped. Your mic stopped. All right. sounds like movie Jaws.
Oh
Is
my
it
god.
Jaws?
Oh my god, that's too
Well,
funny.
I guess Jimmy and I can wrap up the show.
Sorry about that. This microphone, StreamYard, yada yada. We have one more confession for Father Lee and Father Jimmy. Ready?
Ready, my
Ready?
son.
I need bro advice, straight up.
Mm-hmm.
I'm with a girl I'm in love with, and he's supposed to marry.
Mm-hmm.
That's a loaded word to use. There's a girl at the gym that looks really close to my girl, but different. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
She's into me, and honestly, I'm quite attracted to her and the attention. How do us fellas get over it without getting under it? Honestly, care enough about bodybuilding and my girl that I don't want that distraction anymore. Well, I think you answered your own confession question, but
Yeah.
fathers.
Well, this is easy. If it's that much of a distraction, change the gym. And you've already said you're in love with your girl. You're going to marry her, so she must do it for you. And you said this girl at the gym almost looks like her. So listen, you're going to go through life. Jimmy can attest to this. You can have the most beautiful girl. And I've always said there's somebody out there, the most beautiful girl in the world, who is bored of banging her. It's true. That's why you got to keep the romance alive, keep it happening. So if this other girl at the gym looks like your girl, there's no point in leaving your girl to go to this girl at the gym. You got to start all over. Then when you're with this girl at the gym, you're going to look at somebody else who you think looks like your girl. Be happy with what you have. If it's working and you said you're in love, you're in love. There's always going to be temptations out there, whether you're dieting, whether it's a relationship, whatever. You've got to be strong enough and be secure to know that this is what you want. There's like, no matter how pretty your girl is, you're always going to see a pretty one and a pretty one. But you know what? It's not worth it. If you're in a good relationship and you get on good, stick with that, because it's like anything in life. You get a new car after a while, or you see another car. You want that car and that car. Just be content. If it's working, stay with it. Like I said, you're always going to look, but don't act on it. Be happy with your girl. I wish you all the happiness in your marriage. But if it is that much of a distraction at the gym, change gyms.
I like that. Change gyms. Yes.
Straight
I have
up.
to agree, with Lee, because he nailed it. And basically, if you're happy and you love your woman, and you see another girl who looks like her, and she's got baggage too, bro. You don't know what she's about.
Mm-hmm.
You got what you got. You're happy. You love her. Why disturb the apple cart? The grass is not really greener on the other side, bro. It
No,
really ain't,
no.
man.
I've
I mean,
been there. It ain't. It ain't.
I've been there too, man, 1,000 times, man. You think the grass is green?
What's the old saying about the grass is greener? If you take care of your grass and water it and take care of it, it'll always stay green. You won't have to go looking at the other grass. There's some saying similar to that. I don't know what it is, but if you take care of your lawn, you won't need to look at the other green grass. Something like that. I don't know what it is, but
Yeah, and he said he's in love with her. So I mean, what's the problem? So you're in love with her. Why listen? Just put yourself. So imagine her. Imagine she's at the gym and she's eyeballing a guy that looks like you, and she's having fantasies about the guy, but she loves you, but she's attracted to this guy. How the fuck would you feel? You wouldn't feel good about it, man. So don't do to others as you want it done to yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
don't do it.
And like I said, if you're on a good thing too, and you're getting on good, why throw something that's solid and a sure thing away
Right.
on something that could be? Or like you said, you might think this girl's pretty. She looks like your girl, but you might get with her, and in 2 days, you're like, what did I do? I left that great relationship for this.
Right. And then you burn that bridge.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden you look, you call your girl up and you say, honey, I made a mistake. And she says, go fuck yourself. And you're going to kick yourself in the ass for a long time, bro. Don't do it. Forget it. Like Lee said, the best thing to do is go join another fucking gym. That's the best thing to do.
Go join an all men's gym, then you won't have the temptation, unless suddenly you're right back next week and tell us you've seen a cute guy. We don't know.
Then you got a whole other pile of worms.
Don't mess up what you have, man.
No.
Don't do it.
Fair enough.
And like I said, my biggest regret was when I was with Kathy, married to Kathy for 5 years, getting on good. I met Adela, who'd won the Fitness Olympia a few times. I thought the grass was greener. And trust me, when people say, what's my one regret? Apart from not talking to my grandparents as much as I should have when they called me up, I said was the day I told Kathy that I cheated on her, because people were like, don't say anything. But I said, I can't live with myself, that guilt. So when I told her, because she thought we were in a perfect relationship, to see the look and hurt and pain on her face when she sat on the floor and broke down, you don't want to do that to someone. So
No, you don't want to do
don't
that,
do
man.
it. No.
That's a horrible.
Yeah.
That's a horrible thing. You'll never forget it. You got to live with
Well,
it.
I never have. I never forgot it. I said, that's one of my biggest regrets, just seeing the pain on her face and how it just upset her that bad. She's like, what happened? I thought we're in this great marriage. And I say, look, I'm leaving. And she doesn't know why. It's like, because I fucked up. It's like, so no, don't do that.
Yeah, that's a shitty feeling, man. That's a shitty
Mm-hmm.
feeling. Don't do it, bro. Stay where you are. Be in love. Enjoy the moments. Listen. Let nature take its course. Don't be looking over the fence, man, for the other grass.
Yeah.
Don't do it.
Maybe even take your girl to the gym. Maybe if she works out, get her into working out so you can train together if you want.
Yeah.
Absolutely,
check her out.
man. Absolutely. Yeah, get
Makes
I
sense.
don't know. I don't know if she's in shape or she's not in shape, but get her to the gym. Like let her start training. Maybe she'll get into it and she'll love it. And then you guys got something in common. You go to the gym together.
And then she'll send us an email saying, I saw this girl at the gym. She looks a little bit like me. I'm sexually attracted to her.
Yeah, that's another whole
Just like
story.
that.
But don't listen to Lee with that.
Yeah.
So just stay. Just stay the course, bro.
Yes.
Stay the
Yeah.
course. Don't stray.
Yeah, fair
Please.
enough. Communication, respect and admire the one you're with. I think those
Yep.
are the take homes from
Mhm.
tonight's episode. It's beautiful.
Yep.
Yes. Absolutely.
Yeah, fathers, thank you for these confessions and absolutions.
Thank
You're
you.
welcome,
Thank
pal.
you. And as we
Anytime.
said, the email address is now out. So please, people, keep sending in. Jimmy and I love talking to you all because it brings up stuff that we forgot about. But like we said, it's like Jimmy says, sometimes when you think you're alone going through life, whether it be depression, this, suicidal thoughts, this, marriage, family, people dying, generally everybody thinks, oh, no one else knows how I feel. But if you talk about it, you'll be surprised. Lots of people are going through the same things, and talking about it is a good way to get it out there and feel, but you feel a little bit better. Sure, things that take a long time to get over certain things, but getting it out there and talking to people, knowing you're not alone, is a good feeling.
Listen, I have to confess.
Yes.
Final confession.
I mean, even until today, me and Lee still call each other when we're having a shitty day or we're not feeling great, and we confide in each other and we lift each
Yes.
other up. We do it all the time until today. So it never ends, man. So
Mm-hmm.
you gotta, it's good to talk.
Unless like the other day I was sick and I was in bed for a bit, then I went to see my mum and I saw Jimmy sent me a message. Good morning, Lee. I thought I must reply to Jimmy, and I forgot. Then the next day, Jimmy's like, Lee, are you mad at me? I'm like, oh, fuck now, Jimmy's thinking I'm mad at him. I said, no, Jimmy. No, Jimmy.
I go there, right? I do that to Dave, too. Like if I call him and you don't answer, I go, Dave, are you fucking mad at me? And then he'll text back, no, I'm not mad at you. I do it all the time. I'm very sentimental.
Too, because right now I've got to probably see my mum today because my stepdad's out of hospital. He's got that liver, lung, and spinal cancer. Sadly, the cancer's spreading, and now he's got pneumonia. They got him on steroids, but he's still in a lot of pain. So my mum hasn't set a time on it because I think the doctors haven't told her, but I think my mum hasn't asked because she doesn't want to know. So it's one of those situations where the outcome, I don't think it's going to be the best, but
I'm sorry, Lee.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. That's rough.
Sucks.
It is.
Yes, considering he's one of those guys too, never smoked, never drank, and they get 3 cancers. But I think it stemmed from a melanoma. So like I said, I had that big one cut out there. If you have anything, go get it checked out because you don't want it. Like I said, I know people.
I'm actually going Monday, Lee, to the.
Good job, Jimmy. Good job.
Yeah, she's gonna check me all out. I got like a little thing under my sack. I want her to, look under there. It's gonna be a little.
Well, that's
awkward,
the thing. Like I said before, when we
Yeah.
talk about bodybuilding, we do shows where we talk about get your blood
Yeah.
work done, get your calcium score, you get this,
Yeah.
get that. But yet bodybuilders, of course, we get tanned. A lot of us have spent hours in the sun, hours on sunbeds, and just the little thing like this thing here. I've got moles on my body. Don't think, oh, this mole looks a bit weird, but the moles are fine. This thing here was just like a little red spot with dried skin around it. You're like, oh no, that one there looks like. I'm thinking that thing, like that would have been the last thing I looked at. So get checked out just to be sure. You never know.
Yes, absolutely. I agree. That's why I'm going Monday. I'm getting everything checked out. And I'm gonna, so that's my mission for Monday afternoon. I'll let you know how it turns out.
Very good.
Hopefully
Right.
it'll be good.
That will, Jimmy. It will.
Thanks.
Only the good die young, Jimmy. We're here for an eternity, buddy.
The Dark Fathers.
I thought about that. I'm like, holy shit, I'm still alive. Oh, that's a bad sign.
We'll be here at 100 still doing these confessions.
Oh boy.
Thank God. All right,
Yeah.
and I guess that will do it for episode 4 of
Oh.
the Confessional, RX Muscle Confessional.
Beautiful.
See you guys next time. Thanks for watching.
Keep the confessions coming, man. We love it.
Yeah, keep them coming. See you next
Yes.
episode.